One of the current problems that I have with the current feminist movement is because they're not about equality anymore. Now, the first movement was definitely about equality, being treated as equals in society, the right to vote, the right to own property, which I could get behind. The second movement was mostly about women independence, which again I could kind of get behind in the sense that I don't think you should be reliant on anyone, not even your partner, in order to get ahead. For example, and for example, like let's say you and your spouse or your partner are married, etc. And then a recession comes in, and your partner loses their job because apparently their field of work is heavily affected. What happens then? Probably the other partner is not going to have any experience in the field because they haven't worked in a while. To some degree, I think in order like to find a good balance is that the person who makes the most money should work the most. Meanwhile, the person who makes the least should work like a part-time job. That way, they can at least raise their children in a very good environment. But again, I could get behind the second one where women were saying we need to become more independent. We can't be reliant on men. But I'm gonna rearrange that and saying that I don't think you should be reliant on anyone if you wanna live the life of an adult. But the problem with the third movement in general is that they're not about equality. They're not about independence. They're all about superiority. Think about it for a minute. When you go out on a date, what do these feminists want usually, right? These feminists they want equality apparently, but they also want you to pay for the dinner. They want equality, saying that they're just as strong as men and capable as men, but they need your help in order to carry something heavy. Or in any case, they want you to carry the heavy stuff, meanwhile they just walk around like nothing. They also want you to say pay for the movie tickets, meanwhile she gets to eat at your popcorn with the money that you purchase, right? It's not about equality anymore. It's all about superiority. Not even that. But think about it for a minute. If I were to tell you that you're going in a relationship where your partner is going to insult you, yell at you, hit you, berate you, would you want to be in that relationship? Not really. And to add to that, what gender do you think that is a partner that I'm describing? Like the partner that I just described. What do you think is their gender? You shouldn't have thought about their gender. So if you thought about, oh, it's a woman or it's a man, no, you shouldn't have thought about the gender because both men and women can be abusive. Now, when it comes to this, I'm pretty sure what you guys are asking about, like, why am I talking about this? Well, it is going to be partially talking about the situation with Amber Heard, and now she basically she pretty much basically sums up the current feminist movement under a few words. So from Blaz, the title reads Amber Heard to Johnny Depp. No one will believe you are a victim of domestic violence, and this is the problem that I have with the current feminist movement. The feminists nowadays, they like to pretend that they're weak and that they're feeble and that they're helpless. Meanwhile, you have Amber Heard here abusing Johnny Depp, which again, I don't like Johnny Depp for his politics, but at the same time, I'm not saying that it's okay for what Amber Heard did. In fact, I'm actually in the defense of Johnny Depp. But this again, Amber Heard's words to Johnny Depp basically summarize what the current feminist movement is: believe all women and hate all men. That's pretty much what it is. That's what I'm talking about. Women superiority. They're not talking about equality because if this is the case, again, from the 23rd of January from Daily Wire reads, feminists freak out after discovering men do not want to date woke women. Why? Because what do those woke women want? They want to tell you that you're a pig because you're a man, fighting the patriarchy, fighting sexism. It doesn't, even if it's not abuse, no one wants to be around a negative Nancy, right? Or a whiny Willie. No one wants to be around those kinds of people. If you surround yourself with people that are always negative all the time, you're not going to be happy. Their negativity is going to be rubbing off on you, and you're going to end up being a negative person yourself. I've cut off friendships where the person was always negative. Oh, I hate my life. I hate my job. I don't make enough. And you know what I did? I said, you know what, dude? I'm gonna step away from you, man, because I'm sick of your negativity. So it's not about just simply even the abuse, but woke women tend to be very, very negative. And even then, I'm pretty sure men do not want to be around negative people. Not just women, but negative people all the time. So, again, that's what I think of the current feminist movement. It's all about women's superiority. And I'll give you a few examples. So the whole situation with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp is probably the tip of the iceberg right now. But I'm going to show you some other articles where it shows you that the whole equality thing, they don't really mean it. In fact, they want special treatment. Like I said, you go on a date, well, you are expected as a man to pay for the dinner. You go to the movies, you're expected to pay for the tickets. Let's say you go on a date where you go out to dinner and then go pay and then go for and then go buy movie tickets. Guess who's expected to pay? The man. But guess what? Women want you to treat them as equal, but they expect you to open the doors for them. They expect you to pay for their food, for their tickets, for their clothes, for everything, and they still say, I am equal to you. I'm sorry, but at some point you're not. At some point you gotta say, what is equal? What does it mean to be equal? If you're talking about society terms, like society wise, sure, I'll see you as an equal. But if you want equality, if you want equal treatment, and all you want is me paying everything, I'm sorry, but you're not looking for equality anymore. You're looking for special treatment. For example, when I go on a date with my girlfriend, we usually split the cost. For example, let's say we're gonna go eat and then go watch a movie. I will usually pay for the food and she'll pay for the movie tickets. Because usually, at that point we don't really waste money on popcorn because, we already ate. So I'll pay for the food and then she'll pay for the tickets. That's called equality right there, splitting the cost. I'm not the one who's going to be paying for everything, and neither is she. Because we see each other as equals. We see each other as like literally equals. We treat each other equally. If I pay for food, she pays for the tickets. Or let's say we go on, let's say on a trip, for example. Let's say we go to, let's say to, I don't know, let's say Venice Beach, or even let's go to Santa Monica, because I've actually gone to Santa Monica. In many cases, she'll give me money for gas, and then I'll pay for the food. You know what I mean? But that's the equality that I'm referring to. But again, feminists in current day, they don't want equality; they want special treatment. Another example of the idea of how third wave feminism, especially in other words, modern feminism, is more about women's superiority than actual equality, is the Me Too movement. For example, I don't know if you're aware, but in California, a surgeon was charged with sexual assault. I don't know how that's even the case, but his career was affected negatively. And again, there's going to be some good news for the people who have been falsely accused of this stuff, is that the charges were dropped. They have no evidence, but unfortunately the damage was already done. The problem with a lot of these news outlets is that they rather jump the gun, not look at the facts, because all they want are clicks. They want traffic. That's what they want. They don't care about the facts. If it's going to make people read the article and go to the website, they're going to make up some very, very untruthful things. They're going to lie about these things because they want the traffic. They don't care about the honesty. They don't care about what's going on in the world. All they care about, will this generate clicks? And if it will, then publish it. And apparently this article was published on the 5th, so this is very recent. But it goes to show you that this guy had his reputation ruined. This is if you're looking at the video, if you look in the video, or if you're just listening, on the left you see the surgeon who's being accused, who's a male, and then his girlfriend, who is actually very, very distraught. She's very heartbroken in the sense that his life has now been ruined. I don't know if apparently they're still together, but she looks like she's heartbroken over the fact that now his life is damaged and it cannot be repaired. Why? Because by the time the truth gets around, the lie has already been heard worldwide, right? Apparently, it's like a quote. I think the direct quote is, by the time the lie has already gone halfway across the world, the truth has barely begun strapping its boots or something. I don't know. But the point is, the truth won't matter anymore because people already heard the lie, and even then, the news outlets aren't even going to report the truth. They only care about the lie because, again, if it doesn't generate clicks, they're not going to want to publish it. So that's very sad. But it goes to show you that the whole idea of how women are unsafe and then they're being suppressed, right? Because nothing says equality like someone believing your lie on the get-go without even asking for any evidence, and then ruining a man's life because of your lies. Final example, in regards to the situation of a college student from, I think, 2018. Was it? Yeah, from 2018, August 24, 2018, where a female college student, made false rape allegations towards two gentlemen. Why? Because she didn't want to, ruin her chances of winning over a friend or potential boyfriend. So I'm gonna go show you how evil some people can be, not women. But the point is, women and men are humans, and humans can lie. I know it's a shocker, but humans can lie. Last time I checked, men and women are human beings, and if one gender of the human being species is able to lie, I'm pretty sure the opposite can do the same. Now it's all a matter of who's a better liar, but again, both women and men can lie. So don't think that I'm going after just women. But the problem is that this is just pretty much the case of how feminists like to capitalize on the whole patriarchy oppression BS, And therefore, since they're victims, they cannot be denied. They cannot be questioned. And if you do, you are a sexist bigot who supports the patriarchy, even if you are a woman, by the way, who's questioning the other women of accusing someone of sexual assault. So the good thing about this story is that it ended in a happy ending as well, partially. The students' lives, again, they were ruined, but she ended up getting a year in prison. And even then, well, she said, well, yeah, finally she got in prison. She got in prison, right? I'm not happy about that, because think about it. What if she had never come up with the truth? What if she had never said, you know what, I lied? How many years would these two men, these two gentlemen, who were just living about their lives, trying to make something of themselves, how many years would these two men have gotten in prison over a false lie? And then one of the things that I actually advocate for is that any false accuser who is caught lying should get the same sentence that the victim would have gotten, or in this case, the accused would have gotten, should the lie not have surfaced. So I'm not very happy about this, but at least she got to serve prison. Now, at this point, she's probably out of prison because it was in 2018. She probably was released like around August of 2019. But it goes to show you that the current feminist movement isn't about equality. It's about superiority. Women like to tell you that they're oppressed, that they're weak, they're being suppressed by the patriarchy. But last time I checked, if a woman accuses a man of assault and abuse, they're gonna be believed. Like they're gonna believe them. No one's gonna question it because they're gonna believe all women. What happens when during a divorce case? Who's more likely to get the custody? The woman. Who's more likely to will get the child support payments from the other partner? The woman. Yeah, she'll probably get child support payments. So where is that so-called suppression? Where is that so-called oppression, women? In this case, the feminists. Where is that? I'll tell you one thing. I think it's made up, but that's the current movement right now. It's about superiority. They want equality apparently, but in reality, they want superiority. They want you to believe them no matter what, even if they don't have any evidence. But if you dare question them, they'll call you a sexist, a bigot, and a supporter of the patriarchy. Again, I could understand the first movement, the first feminist movement, where they wanted to be treated as societal equals, the right to vote, the right to own property. I could get behind. The second movement about independence from your partner, female independence, I will actually broaden it up. I don't think you should be dependent on any partner whatsoever. In situations such as this, why would you want to be dependent on your partner? And next thing you know, your partner's an abusive jerk like Amber Heard. Now, obviously, Johnny Depp is more recognized and more is known more than Amber Heard. I actually did never even heard of Amber Heard until Aquaman, to be honest with you. But I grew up with Johnny Depp. I grew up with Captain Jack Sparrow and Edward Scissorhands, and also with even then. I didn't like Transcendence. I really didn't like that one, but I still watch it because it's Johnny Depp. I like it. I like his acting. I think it's pretty good. But I grew up with Johnny Depp. Amber Heard, never heard of her until Aquaman, to be honest with you. But again, this is probably a good example, not a good one. It goes to show you though that when it comes to second feminist movement, I could get behind it because to some degree partners can be abusive, and you do not want to be dependent on them in order to survive. So I can get behind. Yeah, you should be to some degree be somewhat independent just in case stuff like this happens. But the third movement, the current movement, is not about equality anymore. It's about we are better than men. We want you to treat us better than men, and we also want you to give us special treatment. We say we want to be equal, but in reality, we want you to open the doors for us, carry the heavy stuff for us, pay all of our bills. When we go on dates, we expect you to pay for everything, even the food and the movie tickets. We expect you to pay for everything. Meanwhile, we will just sit there leeching off of your money. Is that what you want? I'm pretty sure you don't. But I'll ask you again. If I were to tell you that you are going into a relationship where your partner is going to be abusive, yelling at you, screaming at you, insulting you, berating you, would you want to be in that relationship? I'm pretty sure you wouldn't. That is why a lot of feminists right now are freaking out. Kind of like the article from Daily Wire. They're freaking out because men do not want to enter those relationships. In general, they do not want to. Why bother going out with a woman that's always going to be complaining and nagging and then always saying the patriarchy sucks? No one wants that negativity in their life. But sadly, that's how things are. Hopefully, eventually, this will end up fading away. But until this point, but until then, we have to start shedding the light that not only men can be abusive, but so can women. And Amber Heard, she summarized the third feminist movement in a few words. No one will believe you are a victim of domestic violence. Kind of sad, but sadly, even with the audio, kind of shows you that Amber Heard believes she will be pardoned, that she will be let go of what she's done, even though there's hard evidence that she was the abusive one and not Johnny Depp. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, share the video, that helps out the most. And the same thing too, if you really want to share this video, I would very much appreciate it. People need to know that it's not just men who are the abusive partners in relationships, but women have the potential to be abusive partners as well. I'll see you guys next time.